Despite the less than, how shall I say, engaging price action with Bitcoin lately, there are a number of technical indicators behind Bitcoin that are absolutely exploding right now that I could talk to you about today. It could be the amount of Bitcoin in circulation. That's not a good one, actually. It could be the market USD macro price. It could be the market capitalization. And it is not the transaction fees today, actually. They're going down. It's the hash rate. Hash rate refers to the amount of computers mining Bitcoin and by implication, their confidence to hang on to the Bitcoin network and its profitability. First, let's take a look at the 2-year hash rate. From about mid-2017 till September 2018, it was climbing quite rapidly. Then we had a falling off until about January it stabilized, but then absolutely shot off again in early May. Now, forgive the scuffed analysis. Let's try and visualize this a little bit better. Let's take the estimate median levels of growth during 2017. Don't like that line. Something like that. Bitcoin was massively growing in 2017. It started off the year at $1,000 per Bitcoin, ended it somewhere around 17, but at one point 20. Almost a 20x increase within a single year, and that is how fast people were jumping on to mine Bitcoin. So how is middle of May 2019 till today representing less than a 2x increase in the price of Bitcoin, far outstripping even 2017's growth of hash rate? Does that make any sense? Maybe our assumption then that mining difficulty and price being correlated is flawed. But having said that, it is at least causative. We can see that toward the end of 2018 for sure. So what on earth is going on over here? Were these miners just slow to switch on their machines? Or do these miners know something that we don't? Do they believe Bitcoin is heavily undervalued right now, and that is why growth is currently outstripping even 2017? There is, as always, more than one answer for everything with Bitcoin being a global thing. There's a lot of people involved. There's more than a few reasons, but let's look into several key factors in explaining this wild growth. Reason number 1, new Bitcoin miner demand is again outstripping supply. Imagine being a mining company, selling very specialized and costly machines known as ASICs, most powerful way of mining Bitcoin. Back in 2017, you could not produce enough. People wanted it, they were selling like hotcakes. 2018 rolls around. Suddenly, no one wants any of them. People had to throw them out in droves because, hey, we're going bust. We have no use of these machines anymore. 2019 comes around. All of a sudden, you can't make enough anymore. I mean, imagine working there. That would be so stressful. The surge in Bitcoin resulted in increased demand and supplies were already short, said Stephen Mosher, maker of the Avalon miner. While he declined to disclose the firm's order volume, Mosher said in an email that the current state of the industry is that investors are down and demand is high. It looks like a return of the 2017 Q3 and Q4 conditions where demand was 3 times the supply. 3 times. So reason number 1 for the growth is likely attributed to these mining machines, the back orders of them finally getting filled, finally people getting their miners delivered. Potential reason number 2, deadly floods hit South and East China and West. It has been an incredibly rainy season out there, in fact a very dangerous situation for many. The abundance of rain has caused what was already a cheap supply of electricity through hydroelectric power to be even cheaper. I can't imagine how cheap it must be. And Bitcoin is an absolutely ludicrous prospect out there.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
So you're telling me I can turn this electricity, which I have no use of, cannot store and cannot transport elsewhere effectively, into free money? You push a hard bargain. But okay. Potential reason number 3. Siberia is turning into an international mining hub with miners from Europe, Asia, and the US placing their rigs in local farms. Why Siberia of all places? Funnily enough, if it was its own country, it would be the largest country in the world, mainly known for its harsh winters and vast landscapes. There are, however, several abandoned Soviet-era factories that are enjoying a second life as cryptocurrency mining facilities. They too have big hydropower plants. This reason for Bitcoin's mining hash rate exploding more so now than in 2017 probably just comes down to the fact that they've now heard about Bitcoin, because not everyone has. So now that more people have heard about Bitcoin, more people are getting smart about it, and they probably are kicking themselves that they didn't think of this before. Last and potentially biggest reason for exploding growth, Bitcoin mining power hits new high as 500,000 new ASICs go online. An ASIC being an application-specific integrated circuit. I knew that off the top of my head, no need to read anything. Specifically designed for Bitcoin in this case. There are more and more powerful versions of these things being released over time. Several new models of application-specific, there you go, ASICs, hit the market over this summer with an average hashing power around 55 terahashes per second. So, if you watched my last video about the mining situation over in China, I highly recommend it. Bitmain had an advantage in producing these miners for the longest time. They had the most powerful stuff on the market. The Antminer S9 at the time was a revolution. 12 to 14 terahashes per second. Now, these new ones are 55. Assuming all of the 35 exahashes of new hashing power added since mid-June came from these top-of-the-line models, a back-of-the-envelope calculation suggests that more than 500,000 such machines have connected to the Bitcoin network. Very interesting. At least 4 reasons there why this is happening. Let me know if I missed any. But should you care? Does any of this really affect you? Is this even good for Bitcoin? Well, of course it is. I'm going to stop short and say that the hash power is definitely going to lead to the price going up. It has somewhat in the past, but you can't, it's difficult to say. What I can say for sure though is confidence and security in the Bitcoin network is at new all-time highs. I think I can say that, yes. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. So let's discuss option B, China attempts to maliciously attack Bitcoin. I just don't think this is likely at all, but let's humor the situation. Somehow, Chinese authorities raid every single mining farm in China without alerting the rest of the Bitcoin community and simultaneously see what damage they can do.